Polysemous variation. So we mentioned this at the start that the term atheism is polysemous. So the polysemous characteristic is a descriptive principle favoring usage that may vary among speakers, and some alternative meanings of the word atheism can occasionally lead to misunderstandings by limiting definitional scope or becoming conflated with other words that are more suitable.
In other words, when you define it, you leave me out of atheism and you leave me out of being an atheist. And I want to be an atheist really bad. So please use my definition.
Now, at the beginning, he said clear and accurate language, didn't he?
He
Now,
did.
there are many types of non-theist. So I know I mentioned the agnostic and the atheist, but actually you can have an ignostic and an apatheist and an innocent and an inanimate object. And these are all different non-theist. I mean, I only throw inanimate objects in there because of Ra's stupid rocks are atheist things that Randolph backed up because it backs up his position here. Now, with a wide scope of any type of non-theist being an atheist, we can't actually infer what someone does and doesn't believe about a proposition. Whereas if we take the specific ontological positions people might have in regards to the proposition, we know that, say, for an apatheist, that they don't really care whether a god exists or does not, so they haven't really considered the proposition. It's not actually fully answering the proposition. It's just telling us what they think of the proposition. And an atheist thinks that the concept of God is so ill-defined that considering it would be completely meaningless. And an innocent is someone like a baby who doesn't have the cognitive faculties to consider the proposition God exists, nor do they have the ability to hold such beliefs either way. So it's ridiculous reducing it to that and saying rocks. I mean, come on, they don't even have mental states. And such a broad definition of atheism reduces it to quite an unthinking and irrational position. Yet, how many of us atheists talk about how logical and rational we are and how we're more rational than theists? Well, what is being rational? Reasoning using the rules of logic and probability theory, holding consistent and coherent beliefs, and a bunch of other things. So, how can equating atheism to, babies being atheists and rocks being atheists and people lacking the cognitive abilities to consider propositions being atheists, showing that we're rational? Is atheism, or being an atheist, a reasoned position or not?
Well, that's the thing. A lot of other atheists who hold to this without God and lack of belief definition also say what a ridiculous argument the rocks are atheist thing is.
This is true. I mean, it's generally considered, even by the lacktheist, that rocks are atheist is ridiculous, because even in most definitions of atheist, it says a person that disbelieves or lacks belief in gods. That's the colloquial Google dictionary definition for it. So even then,
I mean, Rocks can't pay him an annual subscription fee to join the Canadian Atheists, so why is he trying to include them?
that's a very good point.